Alright, so this is the part 2 of the impromptu video that I was putting together. Anyway, the initial mix with the drums and the rhythm guitars and the bass has been reworked a little bit. You know, the preliminaries have been fine-tuned, which was the point. Now I'm putting on with the rest of the track that has all the rest of the audio data, and I'm going to just try to get it to blend in. At first I was thinking I need to push the sub mix that I created with the drums and stuff up even louder, but the vocals and everything else were buried, and I remember I felt pretty much that the vocals with all the other guitar tracks and stuff were at a good level. So I think maybe I'll just see about turning the sub mix down to that point, to the point to where it balances with those already, rather than readjusting all the vocals and stuff, their levels, because that'll be more work. And then I'll just readjust the intro guitar tracks level so it balances out with the sub mix. Okay, I feel really confident right there that that's a good start. Let's see, -2 and -10, so recalls that, bring this back down to -2, and then bring this down to -10. Almost there, there we go, save. Start from the beginning, let's see how it blends.
All the chills upon your back. Don't walk into the shadows. Don't walk alone at night. We'll run wrong through your life is doomed. You'll never see the light. He is the Lord and I was, he is the Lord.
Okay, so I changed the EQ curve for the sub mix a little bit. Pulled down 500 hertz, 2.5 dB. I increased the shelving hertz at 167 hertz, increased it 3.5 dB, and left everything else alone. It already had a 3 dB boost at 2.24 kilohertz as a shelving EQ. Pulled the volume down to -2 instead of being at 0 dB unity. The intro rhythm guitar track got pulled down from 6 point something to a -10, well, -6 point something to a -10. Let's see if there's any more I want to do. Maybe I still need to bring the vocals out a little higher. Let's find out. But cutting that 500 hertz again on the submix, that seemed to have helped open up space for everything else.
Lurking in the shadows, a terror at your feet, pouncing in the dead of night between lonesome walls of streets.
I never have liked the sound of my voice. This is what it sounds like with no EQ. See if we can get it up to the next part.
You never see him coming, he's breathing down your neck. The only sense of warning are the chills upon your back.
Now, I don't know if you can hear it via the microphones on the camera, but it sounds like there's a little bit of a chorus or phaser effect on the vocals, and that is the artifacting created by the old editing algorithms that this machine uses, predominantly for the pitch correction. New stuff, you know, it's 20 years older than this is. The algorithms used then didn't quite have, well, they didn't quite have the sophistication that we have now, and it can really mess with the quality of the vocals, like just how they sound. Like this sounds like I ran it through a chord.
Walk into the shadows, don't walk alone at night.
And I didn't. That is a decline. I know what it is. I haven't got the time yet. Anyway, we'll just work with what we got, see what I can do with this.
For one wrong move, your life is doomed, you'll never see the light.
I don't know, maybe I should put the low end back in there. Start it back over.
soon to come, never knowing of the fate. Looking in the shadows, a terror at your feet. Bouncing in the dead of night between lonesome walls and strays. He's breathing down your neck. He's only sense of warning, all the chills upon your back. Don't walk into the shadows, don't walk alone at night. You'll wonder who your life is doomed, you'll never see the light. Careful, you may just wind up on the layers. But now we think he's captured. They've sentenced him to death. And with the blink of a switch, we can find his ass up there. For all the women he's tortured, for all the children, we shall have our revenge. Now we got the bastard, is he's one we're after. We need no jury to prove that. We shall have every hour, so just turn your TV we need no jury to prove that.
change I did to the EQ on the sub mix really filled it out. I mean, I had turned the volume down a little bit and then changed the EQ, and now it sounds like it balances better with the rest of the mix. Not to mention, it's got more boom on the bottom end. I mean, I can actually feel it in the floor again. I think there's a few things I want to change for the chorus with how the vocals are mixed. Let's just go over and check that out. I think it's right here is the first one. Let's find out. Yeah. Negative 5.9 dB, so we're going to turn on the auto record mix feature, and I'm going to set it up, the fader out thing, to go back to return. I can't remember if there's anything else I'm using that space after the chorus or before the chorus. Okay, so let's check. Try it again. I'll back it up a little farther. For a minute, go back to the memory, and we're going to save it for the new phones mix, and I'll even save it on the hard drive. Now for the second chorus, do the same thing. Might have to set it differently. They sounded like they recorded a little bit louder. Let's check it out. Turn that feature on. He is the King of terror. He is the Lord of horror. He is the master of torment. For all the enemies torture, for all the children's children, we shall have our revenge. Now we got the desert, this means one word after, we need no jury to prove that. And when we fight the cowards, we show them every hour. We'll try -7 dB now, so that seems to be the place to be. He is the King of terror. He is the Lord of horror. He is the master of torment. For all the enemies torture, for all the children's children, we shall have our revenge. Now we got the desert, this means Okay, that sounds better. Huh. All right. Well, there's a few things that are going on here. I guess ideally, you know, what you do is when you have vocals come in or other components like lead guitars or keyboards, something that you want up front that takes up the same frequency space as where your rhythm instruments are, like in this case, rhythm guitars. You may want to be able to pull down your rhythm tracks a little bit in the mix to open up room for the other stuff, while you still leave your bass components, like bass guitar in this case, and the drums at the same level. You know, you're just opening up room for vocals and stuff to come through. This particular song, in fact, every song on this album, the way it was recorded, you know, I wasn't really sure how I should mix it at the time, way back when, or even this, and it just didn't seem right to be bothering to pull down the volume on the rhythm tracks on the submix without being able to hear what the actual vocals and stuff we're going to be doing, because I see myself as overcompensating. Something's going to happen. Something's not going to be right. So the idea here is to try to blend it as well as possible with still being able to hear what's being said in the vocals. Now, I can hear it, I can understand it. People are saying, well, that's because you wrote it, you did this. You got to remember, I haven't listened to the stuff or read any of the lyrics or something for well over 10 years. I mean, this was finished up originally back in 2007. I just recently came back to it, and I haven't been sitting here studying what the lyrics are or any of the content. So if anything is affected by that, it's strictly through long-term memory, I guess. But I can hear what's being said just fine. I can make out the words and stuff as it is. Now, that being said, it's also supposed to be a track where there's a lot of stuff going on. Everything's kind of really loud and in your face. And I wanted it that way. And I didn't want to have it set up to where basically you can get away with 4 tracks and be done with it. Now, I wanted this huge rock symphonic sound with lots of guitars doing lots of different things. You got to be able to hear them. You got to be able to hear the rhythm guitar at the same time. You got to be able to vocals at the same time. You got to hear the lead guitar at the same time. And they're all occupying the same space. So that becomes a very delicate balancing act. Anyway, I'll show you all the different elements that are going on. Obviously, you know about this part. That part, but here's some other pieces. guitar harmony parts that answer that section. See if I can pull it back so that's all those do on that piece. But they go together. One of them are panned, I think. Let me see, panning. Here we go. These are just panned out at about, I don't know, 70, 80 degrees. It's at 7. The max pan far left, far right is 16. So it's almost halfway there to pan on one side or the other. The other set, these are hard pan left and right. So the answered guitars are hard pan left and right. The melodic harmony pieces are pan dead center. So it gives the separation, the wider separation. That helps, being that they all occupy the same frequency space. Okay? So we'll go back there. This is what we're working with all together. Anyway, put it all back together. I think we're getting pretty close. I think it's about done. I'm not certain yet whether the vocals are good enough where they are, or if I want to pull them up even louder. Let's take a run through of just the whole track again and just really listen to it. Now that I've done the slight changes with the auto mix, just see where we sit with this track after we hear the whole thing.
Never knowing of that fate. Looking in the shadows, the terror at your feet. Bouncing in the dead at night between loads of walls and strings. Coming is ripped down your neck. Only takes warning, all the chills upon your back. Don't walk into the shadows, don't walk alone at night. You'll run through your life is doomed, you'll never see the light.
Huh. I need to turn it up there too. Wow. Okay.
He's beating on the wrist. Anyway, when I'm careful, you may just wind up on the list. But now we think he's captured. They've sentenced him to death. And with the big love switch, we can buy his ass up dead.
Not bad. Not bad at all. It's gonna go all the way back to the chorus sections. I just want to see how they sound.
He's beating all the rest. And if you are careful, you may just wind up on the left. But now we think he's captured. They've sentenced him to death. And with the big love switch, we can buy his ass so dead.
Alright, so I might still turn up the vocal lines and stuff just a hair more. See what's... It sounded like it was still viable. Still sounded good, still sounded balanced. We'll go ahead and see how that works out.
The terror, the knowing of them, that's the way.
Alright, we're going to turn off the auto mix.
It's pretty common and the knowing of their fate. Lurking in the shadows, the terror at your feet. Bouncing in the dead of night between lonesome walls and streets. Hiding in the dark, an enemy must wait. Waiting for its pretty common and the knowing of their fate. Lurking in the shadows, the terror at your feet. Bouncing in the dead of night between lonesome walls and streets. Hiding in the dark, an enemy must wait. Waiting for its pretty common and the knowing of their fate. Lurking in the shadows, the terror at your feet. Bouncing in the dead of night between lonesome walls and streets. Hiding in the dark, an enemy lies in wait. Waiting for its pretty common and the knowing of their fate. In the shadows, the terror at your feet. Bouncing in the dead of night between lonesome walls and streets. Hiding in the dark.
Alright, so vocal line, I believe I saw negative 9.1, so I'm not boosting it much. It's at negative 10.9. We're basically just going to go up a dB. Well, 2 dB, something like that. Store that.
The terror at your feet. Bouncing in the dead of night between lonesome walls and streets. Coming, he's breathing down your neck. The only sense of warning, all the chills upon your back. Don't walk into the shadows, don't walk alone at night. We'll run wrong through your life is doomed, you'll never see the light. In the midst of darkness, in the heart of shadows, cold and heartless. He is the Lord of evil. He is the stalker in the night.
I'm not sure I want it that loud in those sections. Maybe in these sections, whoops, I'll bring the main vocal back down to the negative 10.9. Try it again. Maybe not quite that low.
He will come to take your life. He is the cold and heartless. He is the Lord of evil. He is the stalker in the night.
Man, it is just so sensitive right there. Even just changing a half a dB sounds like it's the difference between standing out a little too much to being just a little too quiet. Jesus. Try it again.
He will come to take your life. He is the cold and heartless. He is the Lord of evil. He is the stalker in the night. Ladies and slaves, he's beaten on the wrist. And if you aren't careful, you may just wind up on the layers. But now we think he's captured. They've sentenced him to.
I think that works out good there. Now we're going to move to the next one and do the same thing. Almost. It's still there. All right, one last one.
He is the king of terror. He is the Lord of horror. He is the master of torment. From enemies tortured, from wrong to discovered, we shall have our revenge. Now we got the bastard. This is what we're after. We need no jury to prove that. And when we fight a coward, we show it every hour. So just turn your TV sets. He's the king of terror. He's the Lord of horror. He is the master of torment.
store the new changes. And I'm going to listen to it all the way through one more time again. This is just how it's done. Everybody who watches YouTube and sees people throw this shit out in about, 10 minutes, half an hour, whatever, it doesn't work that way. Especially when you're doing everything, we're working with everything from live recordings, not MIDI bullshit.
And the knowing of that fate, lurking in the shadows, the terror at your feet, bouncing in the dead at night between lonesome walls and strings.
I wonder if I want to bring up that other rhythm guitar right there.
In the dead at night between lonesome walls and strings.
I do believe I do. So, once again,
at your feet, bouncing in the dead at night between lonesome walls and strings.
how loud do I want it though?
At your feet, bouncing in the dead at night between lonesome walls and strings.
I think that will work at that point. We're about -6 dB.
In the dead at night between lonesome walls and strings. Coming, he's breathing down your neck.
Okay, we're good there. Let's find the next one. Here it is. Okay, I'm liking that. I'm liking that quite a bit. Store it again. Start it back from the beginning. Again. I wonder if I should change the EQ. Let's maybe play with that. Nah, even change the EQ. This might be done unless I come back, say, in, well, another day, just listen to it and change my mind about something.
And everything just waiting for its prey to come and the knowing of their fate. Looking in the shadows, the terror at your feet, counting in the dead of night between lots of walls and strings. Sense of warning, all the chills upon your back. Don't walk into the shadows, don't walk alone at night. You'll wander off through your life is doomed, you'll never see the light. He's beaten on the wrist, and you were not careful, you may just wind up on the layers. But now we think he's captured, they've sentenced him to death, and with the flick of a switch, we can fry his ass so dead.
maybe just turning down the lead guitar a little bit on the auto mix during the actual guitar solo. I think I'm satisfied with where the vocals are sitting. I'll just do that little change on the lead guitar, and then I believe I'm going to just call this good. Let's find out where we're sitting. So I'm only turning it down 1 dB. That's it. Back it up and just take a listen one more time. I'm happy with that. All right, the changes have been saved to the hard drive. I'm also now backing up onto the Zulu SCSI card. And I think for all intents and purposes, this particular track, this song is finished. It's time to move on to the next one. And I know with that one, I'm gonna need to bring my guitar back in and bring in the Profex again. And there's some guitar pieces I wanna add to it. Just try and fill in sections that didn't turn out too well, harmonics that were pinch harmonics that were supposed to be done. just add them in again on some separate tracks, and then just go through the same process I just did with this song. Really kind of listen to it and see where the little adjustments need to be made. This track, the adjustments ended up really just being, I needed to change the levels between how the drums and the rhythm, guitar, and bass tracks were relating to each other. The guitar to bass, they were already good. I didn't need to mess with those. They turned out great off the original preliminary mixing. The sound of the drums themselves, all I needed to do is just make some changes on how the toms were gated, adjust the EQ on the toms a little differently, and turn the volume up, turn the level up on the toms, and then just submix again. Just make that a new submix. That was all it was. It took a lot of time to figure out what it was, but in the long run, it was a fairly simple, not very complicated process. It's just, what are the little details that need to be there? Then once it got down to the submix, onto the whole track, all I had to do is just find out the right level to get it at. We turned the volume up quite a bit, and then it was like, that's a bit too much, just back it up. And then it balanced out with pretty much all the other tracks that are recorded on the song. I only had to make small adjustments to the lead vocals. This other rhythm guitar that just comes in like right at the intro, I had to make an adjustment to that a little bit. Adjust the background harmonies to the chorus a little bit. And then, like I said, just 1 dB adjustment to the lead guitar track during the actual guitar solo. And that was it. It took several hours. That's just how the things work out. That's why mixing in big pro studios was always so expensive. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. But I'm pretty happy with how this track sounds right now, especially through the Yamaha HS8s I got here. These guys are a little bit light still on the low end. It might translate over to the big speakers as being a little too bassy. And, so easy enough fix. You just go into the global EQ and just drop the bass down a little bit. But, maybe one of these days I might drop a few $100s and buy the sub that's set up to go with these two, and just put it right there in the middle where I have my rack mount right now, and that might actually work out pretty well. Anyways, if you guys turn on to this and have been watching it at some point, thank you. Sorry there really wasn't much informative going on, but like I said, this was all just impromptu bullshit. I just need to get out and do this today for mixing and whatnot because of all the other stuff I've been going through, having to deal with. Just need to break from it. And I wasn't really planning on doing a video, but fuck it, I did anyway. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm going to shut this live video off. You have a good one.